Hey guys, EagleX here today, and today I have a gameplay footage of Security Control versus Blue Hybrid Bond. Me playing Security Control and a friend playing Blue Hybrid Bond here in the finals of a tournament. As you can see here, opening TK is a very strong way for Security Control to open. It gives him 3 memory to enable follow-up plays, but the Bond player responds with double mat and a Gabu and Raising, which is also very solid. Choose to pass the A catching phase by slinging a TK Kari for 4. This will set a predicament that makes it tricky if you want to swing in security, because you'll enable the opponent to go up to 5 memory with the TK and TK Karis together, with the Bond player choosing to deny that extra memory. And because of that, you're going to see TK Kari go into the Zephyr for 2, go into Jet Sylvie for 1, draw, recover. Putting up to 6 security. Being aggressive though, will attack, finding Kori Kaku at 6k. Jet Sylvie will live over that. And then just passing turn 3 to the Bond player. The Bond player is going to go ahead and respond by pushing out Gabu from Raising, gaining 2 memory, draw 2 cards from the 2 mats. Playing a Howling Memory Boost to strip and stun the Jet Sylvie. See Gabu attack security, draw 5 security, checking TK, another TK search. This TK search will grab the BT1 Seraphi. And it was frozen from the Howling Memories. That's what the indicator is for there. And slamming the Sora Joe down for 4 memory. Finally revealing the egg is a black egg. TK is going to be pushed forward here into a Zephyr, swinging over the Gabumon 6k to its 2k. The board's controlled by Security Control. Tactical Retreat's going to go ahead and put Jet Sylvie in security. Zoe's going to search through security, and this will deny the memory gain from Sora Joe, and kind of slowing down Blue Hybrid by denying extra memory. Zephyrmon was grabbed though from security instead of a Jet Sylvie. And we see Blue Hybrid or Bond Hybrid is just slamming Ancient Guru here. They don't have a great answer, but Zephyr is still John. And we'll go into Jet Sylvie for 3 still, because you have the Hybrid in your swords to draw and recover. Chikuri for free Evo. Just thinking how to respond to the Ancient Guru Slam. Zoe will get pushed up into the Zephyr. Zephyr into Jet Sylvie for 1, because he's got the Tamer and Hybrid Source, who will recover as well. And then the BT1 Seraphi for 3, you draw, recover. And if you have 3 or more security, you will get an extra check when you attack. So this Seraphi is going for 2 checks, finding Promo Lobo and a Kumamon. There's only 2 security left for the Blue Hybrid player. Tactical Retreat's going to shove Jet Sylvie into security, putting, I believe, Security Control to 10 security. Zoe go ahead and grabs the Jet Sylvie. And this is leaving the Bond Hybrid player in the sticky predicament, but they are able to gain 2 memory and draw 2 cards from the Gabu. So a very tough board to deal with indeed, more security at least for the Hybrid player. So I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Ancient over the Seraphi. Go ahead and guarantee a little bit of board control. There's only a 3k buff on security now because Zephyr went over Zoe. And it's going to go ahead and Evo the Ancient into the Bond for 3. I don't know if I were you, but in this situation, you just gotta start chipping away security, hoping you don't get punished. TK Kari is revealed. It's not going to be live because there's 2 security for the Blue Hybrid player. And he does commit to another swing with the Bond, going to 8 security. check to hybrid there. It lived though, its DP threshold is much greater. It's going to go ahead and crack the memory boost, go into 4 memory. Davis will go down to 0, revealing top 3, showing a Korikaku, which isn't really doing a whole lot in this matchup, as there's not been a board that's sticking around to freeze and gain memory off of. And we see another Mat Slam for 3 to pass the turn to Yellow Hybrid. Go ahead and push up Chikuri, swing security, applying pressure because it's showing that it's getting close to the end of the game. Blue Hybrid has to respond or find a lethal. Go into a Kaze with a Zoe. And Kaze will go into another Jet, Sylphia, draw, and recover. Those tactical retreats are a great way they've been recycling the level 5s. Swing security again, finds another Promo Lobo. And this is kind of setting up game for next turn. So Holy Flame is cast on the Bond, which is -3 security checks for the Digimon, which means it won't be doing any damage next turn. So the only way to do damage is from new Digimon. And with only 3 memory, there's not a whole lot you can do as the Bond player. Thinking he does go to the Bond for 3, nothing to trash because all the damage was dealt, so it will stick around. He will choose a swing, restand, stripping the 2 sources, getting the EX Gabu effect and the Upa effect. EX Gabu will add Tommy to hand because it is a tamer. Restand, the security check for the Bond is a hybrid. DP threshold's definitely been beat. Then the next swing is another TK card. So with 0 memory here, it would take a miracle to do anything. It's just going to be a Hammer Spark for another Sora Joe, passing 3. And the security control player does show Kaze for game 1. Security control taking game 1 in this Nailbiter Lay final set. And we get game 2 starting up with security control going first, opening a Chikurimon for the free draw and a TK opener again. TK is such a strong card as it gives you an idea what's in security and gives you follow-up plays. And it looks like grabbing the Zoe is going to be a choice. Go ahead and cutting security. The opponent going into the Jirabu for free. And then Swords over 4, going to 0, and a Mat for 3, getting some tamers set it up. Go ahead and push the Chikuri out, swing security. Checking the Tommies, so there will be a sourceless Digimon in play. But that's going to be denied with tactical retreat yet again. I'm going to go ahead and slam the Zoe down, looking through security, grabbing a Kazemon out there. Filtering and kind of making the security more potent as you take out things that aren't great in there and putting in something new. The Gabu does get promoted to gain a memory draw card for the Bond player, giving him at least hand advantage. And swing security with just a rookie Gabu, really low risk, but checks a Holy Wave, so the security is recovered yet again. The Bond player is trying to think how to respond to 6 security on the security control player's side, whether develop more tamers or go into hybrids and do more chip damage. And he opts to go into the Kumamon for 2 memory, and ending with a Beowulf for 1, passing the opponent to 3. Beowulf is a great card in this match, as it gives you more resources and more chip damage with more of those hybrids being bounced to hand. And there's another Chikurimon security player going to a Kaze over that Zoe that was just scrapped. going into a Jet Sylphie for 1 to draw recover, going up to 7 security cards, chipping damage and security, funding the Howling Memory Boost, which is free memory for the Bond player for their turn. And Ultimate Flare is casted for 8 memory because the Black Source and Raising, de-digivolving the Beowulf into a Tommy, popping the Gabu. Bond player is going to start by hatching their egg and resending their Tommy. Going into the BT6 Gabu, the Gabu Bond Gabumon is the optimal one to have, as you'll get 3 checks from its inheritable and the Bond's mainline text all combined. The Bond player responds by going over their Tommy with a Korikaku for 2. There's no freeze because the Jet Sylphie does have sources, but from the Sora Joe and Tommy inheritable, it does get there still. Freezing the Jet Sylphie, checking an Avenged Kid Mon, and the security dying to the security battle. Going into the Tamers, searching Gabu, looking for a Tamer, finds another mat, and he finds his 1 of Ice Wall, putting on top of those cards. The mat's a great way to gain late game advantage. As you draw more, gain more memory. So he's going to Hammer Spark. And this is probably a 7/4 cost Tamer and either a Davis or another Sora Joe. Gets the Sora Joe, gets the mat down, going to 3 memory. Jet Sylphie is sourceless and stunned. Chikuri is going to swing security, going down 2, finding another Sora Joe. So this is if the Bond player has a sourceless Digi plus 6 memory. Zoe's going down, searching through security. I believe it is a whiff here. And then going to Dynasmon over the Jet Sylphie to deny the sourceless memory gain. However, the Dynast effect will not be used, as it is optional. Despite being played around Sora Joe, the mats can't be denied when you promote the Gabu from Raising. Drawing 2 cards, gaining 2 memory. With only 2 HP left, going into Bond would be very dangerous for the Bond player, but chipping with the damage with the rookies is still a very fair game. So secured, going over Chikuri with the Gabu, going for some safe plays. And here we have one of the more niche interactions of the BT6 Gabumon. When you play a mat, including starter mat, you will gain a memory, so it'll be a 1-cost event. So by chipping more damage to the Gabu. Also, drawing a card with the Drawboo. Leaving that Dynast on the field still, but he will stun it. Security control starting with 3 memory. Dynasmon will be able to do the recover proc, however, with 3 Sora Joes and a starter mat, that is going to be a lot of memory to be mindful of here. And the Zephyr is going to be applying pressure towards security to try closing out game. Now we're going to see an Iron Fist Onslaught. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. If they tied, they're all deleted. All Gabus have a play cost of 3. You're already going to be given a lot of memory, so maxing out at 10 doesn't make much of a difference, especially with Dynas who can recover. So we're going to see the starter map promoted, Digivolving into a hybrid here. It's going to be a Kumamon. Memory. And I'm assuming there isn't enough to swing for lethal, but Korikaku over Kuma does get the freeze. And Beowulf for 1 to get value, bring back some of those hybrids. Return the Korikaku to hand here so you can freeze again if you get Tommy or to go for another Tamer. And checking a Holy Flame, which will turn off all the hybrid swings for the rest of the turn. It creates an aura of -1 security check, so any Tamer that turns into a Digimon will gain the D buff. Very good way to wall out hybrid decks in this format. Taking the only valid target for Davis, the BT6 Gabumon. We're going to go ahead and see the Bond player cast a Hammer Spark going 3, so we'll probably play Gabu. And BT6 Gabu looks like he was trying to use the dash pack one. So I imagine we'll probably want to see it as a follow-up here. And we do see the dash pack Gabu to search those top 5 and grab a 10. And seeing him grab a Davis, going to 3 on the opponent's side. Security Control is looking a little frail here with 4 security. And Dynasmon going against the opponent's 1 security though, just needs a Chikuri and a hybrid for game. Doesn't look like we have the Chikuri, but we get the hybrid over the TK. Swinging over into security, finding the Chigar. 0 security, really threatening towards the Bond player, and then slamming a TK card for 4, hoping for the best. So we've already seen some Holy Flames here, and that would be the best answer to a wide board. But we're going to go ahead and see the Bond player start attacking security. We know it's a Dynas for the first check. Got all the hybrids from underneath the Beowulf, so maximum value there. Going to see the rookie Gabu check and find a Chikureimon. Doesn't do anything to this field. And it's really just kind of timing out the rookies. If you attacked with anything that wasn't the Beowulf first, you would have lost an extra swing from Beo. We see the Korikaku, Jawal goes to hand. And we see him crack 2 memory boosts going to 8. Hybrid for 2, swing security, finds a tactical retreat, puts another recover for a possible chance of surviving. See the hybrid Takuma going over 2, draw, finds a Jet Sylphie, but he does close out with another Korikaku for game, going to game 3. The security control will be going second, opening with Uka, Gabu, and BT6 Matt. That is a great opener for the Bond player. And to respond, security control goes Chikuri over the A and a TK card 4 to kind of decentivize attacking. And seeing the Sorajo response is a way to say, hey, you don't want to lose something out without a source. Kind of doing the same thing in return. So we'd see the Kaza over TK Kari, attacking security, starting to chip away some of that damage, finding Hammer Spark, which is actually really bad for the blue player as it chokes them at 1. But they are able to gain a memory from promoting the Gabu from the Mat effect and draw a card. Now if there is a way to swing over the Kaze, it would be a great way to slow tempo. However, there's not a great way, they just kind of freeze it, which isn't bad either. So security control is going to start by tactically retreating away the Kaze to deny Sorajo. Zoe search through security and surprise, there will be a target in the form of the Kaze. Give them a nice shuffle of security here. We see 6 security on the security control player's side with 1 chip damage. The Bond player is going to go ahead and chip, finding a TK, one of the worst checks there, to give security control 3 memory for their follow-up turn, and grab a Zephyrmon out. So we know they have 2 hybrids in hand, a Kaze and a Zephyr. They can do 2 more damage over the course of a few turns, which is what security control plays for, trying to grind out. Drabu adds to hand, cracking the memory boost, going to 2 memory. To play a Mat for 2 because of the mainline text of BT6 Gabu, and then a Davis for 4. To go ahead and search. You got some choices here, Korikaku's and the Bond. They choose to take the Bond to try to chip away damage faster if possible. Chikuri is pushed up and being used for more aggression here. Finding the BT7 Beowulf. The Zoe will go into a hybrid and form a Zephyrmon. 3k security buff for the turn. The Jet Sylphie for 1. Draw, recover, going to 6 security. trying to make it a bit more troublesome for the Bond player to get through. Finding another Dravu. Because of the deck with all the Gabumons, the DP threshold is lower and Jet Sylphie is more likely to survive. It's probably one thing to be mindful of. And casting Holy Flame for 2, targeting the Gabumon, because we know we have the Bond in the opponent's hand. So denying 2 extra damage is a really strong thing to do here on the turn. Pushing up Gabumon, gaining 2 memory, drawing 2 cards from map. It's a great way to try to find more answers. And we know if we go into Bond here on the opponent's side, they're going to be losing the last 2 health, putting them vulnerable to another hybrid from the TK. We see the strip on the Jet Sylphie, finding a TK card, so we do have another tamer. So it's looking a little tricky for the Bond player to try closing out game, as they've been slowed quite a bit. Or they will go Kumamon over the Gabumon, and I will say this is a very cool play that I didn't see before, but because we know the Gabumon lives, we can go in the hybrid, and Ancient Gar will restand the Kumamon to get some extra aggression. Swinging over Jet Sylphie to guarantee it survives. Have 2 more checks coming in, and the EX Gabu is alive now with the Kuma over it. Searching for a Gabumon or a Tamer, which it does whiff there, unfortunately, for the Bond player. And the security check was a Purge Shine, which creates an aura for the turn of minus 3k DP. So that doesn't mean that it's just for that interaction. If another rookie is slammed, it will have the negative DP. So we see Ancient Guard swinging for security check, finding a Holy Flame, basically locking out any more checks for the turn, which seems to be fine at this point. Drops a Gashpack Gabumon, which will be affected by this aura, but first it will pick up the Sora Joe Tamer. And then the Ancient Guard will die, dropping a level 4 lower blue hybrid. Which is a really good way to keep war tempo against other decks and keep aggression. And the drop target for the Ancient Gar is probably going to be a level 4 hybrid. Looks like we'll see that Kumamon, then resolving the effect of playing Gabumon. It does die from that Purge Shine aura. So security code start, hatch on their egg, draw a card. They do find another Chikuri, which means they're able to apply and threaten lethal in the next turn. So Kaze for 2, going over to TK Kari, Jet Sylphie for 1, putting a little bit more of a buffer on the other side. So with that, I would say security control is looking very healthy right now, as they've been denying Sora Joe. There's no Gabumon and Raising to help enable more hybrids in one turn. And we see another Holy Flame, this time targeting the Kumamon. It's going to be the one without the sources. So now the Bond player is presented with a situation where they either have to lethal them with 4 or 5 checks, hoping for no security bombs, or they have to find a way to stall out for a turn, but with a Chikuri and a TK, that's showing probably a hybrid and an extra swing. And the first check is a Zoe. Zoe searches security, grabbing a hybrid, no valid targets, so there's a whiff and the security is shuffled. So with the Zoe whiff, you know it's probably going to be loaded with options or tamers, which is a little scary for the Bond player to run into, but they just double howling memory boost, making sure that Jet Sylphie cannot attack, and praying for a Hammer Spark in security. However, it was a map with no BT6 Gabu, so the Kaze will swing for game. If you guys enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.